Brian, you were appointed Rovers manager in the January of the famous season. What was your immediate message to the group when you took the job?
Was to continue where Dean had done so well. Obviously, Dean moved on to Wolves. I was here as part of his backroom staff. The chairman asked me to look after things, and there was a roller coaster ride from that point. But the message was minimum playoffs. You know, we can achieve the playoffs. I think we were 6th at the time when I took over in January, and the team were consistent, but just needed that little bit extra to take us a step forward. So yeah, I was delighted to take over because I played here. The players, I had a big part in bringing to the club as well. A lot of the players that came in here as part of the recruitment department, and yeah, it was a good thing to be involved in.
You mentioned it was a bit of a roller coaster of a season. No better way to kick it off than with a last minute winner at Stevenage. Obviously, your assistant at the time, Rob Jones, as well, was the man that got the winner in that last minute.
Yeah, it was an important win because I think that Stevenage were up there at the, you know, they were very strong and physical, and yeah, Rob got an important goal for us at that time, and the chairman then phoned me up and said, look, we need to look longer term, because I was only caretaker at that time, just looking after a couple of games, and he said, look, can we take you through to the end of the season? And I was delighted to do so.
You took the job on, obviously, on a more permanent role, and those late winners continued, and obviously on to the final day. Perhaps a bit less drama would have been nice, but you know, the perfect way to round off the season and with the league title as well.
Well, it was so many things that involved. They had the best home record. We had the best away record. We had a Premier League referee. We had fantastic support from the Rovers fans down there. It was the ultimate sort of winner takes all game, and for it to end like that is a fairy tale for us. Disaster for Brentford, but that's the way football is. It's winner takes all.
And obviously some fantastic memories of that day in Brentford as well, and you know, what a thriller of those final 20 seconds or so.
Yeah, there's many stories on it. There's many stories I've got. The penalty, I don't think there was any doubt that it was a penalty, I must admit. Jamie's foot was in a dangerous position, it came high. If you look at the reaction of the players immediately when the penalty was given, there weren't too many dissenting. We were questioning it, obviously questioning the decision, but not too many dissenting decision. But if you look a little bit further, the penalty taker was anxious to take it, which was Kevin O'Connor, which was their captain, but the young lad, who had on loan from Fulham, Trotter, wouldn't release the ball. So there was this confusion there in terms of who was taking it. Was he confident? And as it turned out, a fantastic run from James Coppinger of at least 70 yards to get on the end of a perfect pass from Billy Painter, and it was I think it was delirious. Delirious was what we all were.
As you say, perhaps fitting that a man that scored the winning goal had been brought into the fold back in January, around the time that you'd taken charge. Obviously spent a bit of time on loan away, but you know, if there's going to be a more fitting goal scorer, perhaps James Coppinger's the man.
Well, when you talk about the word legends, obviously that applies absolutely to James and to Doncaster, and will always be. You know, he's part of the history of this football club, and rightly so as well. And for him to finish it off in that way was a perfect way for him and for Doncaster.
And obviously winning the league title, it was the perfect way to reward the fans for all their support, and obviously they took to you fairly quickly when you did take charge.
Yeah, I've always had great support. The fans here are always, they've never ever criticised the team, especially when they know that the team are giving everything, and that's an important thing. I think the team and the fans bonded that year tremendously well, home and away. The away support was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. They travelled far and wide to support us, and they knew that they could help us to achieve something, which was promotion. That's what we got.
Just how special was that team? Obviously a lot of you know, there's a few of the lads here tonight. So there's great team spirit, obviously clear, but just how special was that team to work with?
It was excellent. They knew the roles. They understand the tactics that was involved, and that's important. And to me, as you've mentioned earlier on, the never say die attitude in terms of we will not lose, and so many late goals and dramatic late goals was an important factor for us.
And obviously you're a man with a lot of football experience, and you've seen quite a lot. Obviously your time at Wrexham saw a few FA Cup shocks, to say the least, against the likes of Arsenal. Where does that rank the Brentford moment? Where does that rank in sort of your footballing career?
Well, I was a young manager when I took over at Wrexham, and to change the fortunes of the football club at Wrexham was huge. So that was a big thing for me at a young age. Then coming back into the game, you know, having had to spell out of management, this was probably the best day I've had. It was the best day I've ever had as a manager.